नमस्ते नीरज जी। नीरज जी अपने आप को अनम्यूट कर लीजिए।
हाँ जी, आप ठीक है?
जी नमस्कार, नमस्कार, बहुत स्वागत आपका सर।
नमस्कार।
Such a pleasure and a privilege to have you here with us. Will just give me 5 minutes to have all the students here. They're all joining.
Okay.
नीरज जी कुछ मैं आपसे आपके स्कल्पचर और पीसेस के बारे में भी पूछूंगी, तो अगर एक दो आपके पास हैं तो वो रख लीजिए, बच्चों को दिखाने से इंस्पायर होंगे, है ना?
ओह यस, एक बड़ा स्कल्पचर मैं कर रहा हूँ। अभी आपको उसकी फोटो दिखाता हूँ।
अगर आपके पास कोई वीडियो है तो विल प्ले दैट आल्सो। वी जस्ट वेटिंग फॉर ऑल द चिल्ड्रन टू जॉइन। सर बच्चे है ना, थोड़ा टाइम लगता है।
यह काम निधि जी जो मैं IIT जम्मू के लिए अभी फिनिश किया, बस फाइनल फेज में है।
हाँ। सर थोड़ी देर बाद
और
मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी, थोड़ी देर बाद मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी, जब हम बिगिन करेंगे तो इसके बारे में पूरी हिस्ट्री बताएं और फिर से दिखाएं, नहीं तो मजा चला जाएगा सर।
ठीक है, ठीक है।
और
तो
आपके
मैं
पास कुछ और भी है, मतलब स्कल्पचर या कोई वीडियो है तो वो भी दिखाइएगा, सो दैट वी कैन शेयर इट।
डेफिनेटली एक एनवायरनमेंट पे किया हुआ है। थोड़े से गंदे हैं ये अंदर अभी, पर दिखा सकते हैं उनको। कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर्म्स हैं जो कि करी हुई हैं, वो भी उनको हम दिखा सकते हैं। तो अभी मतलब वो स्कल्पचर से ज़्यादा उनको इंटरेस्ट आएगा, क्योंकि वो IIT के लिए हो रहा है, तो प्रोबेबली शायद उनको ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट आएगा बच्चों को उस स्कल्पचर को देखने में, उसके बारे में जानने में, उसकी थॉट प्रोसेस को जानने में।
जी।
पर मुझे आप 10 जितना जल्दी से जल्दी हो सके फ्री कर दीजिएगा। मैं बहुत ज़्यादा टाइड अप हूँ आज ना।
नहीं मैं अब बस शुरू कर रही हूँ, स्टार्टिंग। सो वेलकम टू ऑल द चिल्ड्रन हु हैव जॉइंड अस टुडे। मैं पहले स्कूल्स का इंट्रोडक्शन करूंगी सर। We are very grateful to the CEO of Skoolz, Srinivas ji. Let me tell you about what Skoolz is. Skoolz is an edtech startup recognized by the Government of India, which helps schools, training institutes, and trainers meet verified, genuinely interested parents. School helps parents in searching, exploring, comparing multiple institutes, and scheduling appointments with the schools. Skoolz is actively encouraging learning and knowledge development with these blogs and webinars and events Many leaders from the education sector and all other verticals, dancers, politicians, sports personalities are joining us in these series. Our panelists have had a great opportunity to connect with our extensive parent community and our little children through these webinars. I request all the children who are here with us to give a review and go on the Skoolz page, Google page, and give a review today. And if you make that review, this is the first time we are requesting all the children to do this. Prasad, can you show them where to write the review? Then we give you a star on the free certificate that you get from the United Nations. I request Prasad to just show you so that you all can just, it'll just take a minute's time. Just type SKLOOZ and go to this page. You will find a review there. Give us a 5-star review and you get a star on your certificate today. So here, just go and give us a 5-star review here and just write what you thought about the webinar, about Neeraj ji and how he's such a renowned sculptor. Now, coming back to our eminent guest for today, I would like to welcome on behalf of Skoolz and the entire team, Prasad included, and our CEO, Srinivas ji. Our guest speaker for today is Neeraj Gupta, an artist who wanted to be a scientist, children. And he dropped the idea to become a scientist and followed his passion for art when he got mentorship of Keshav Malik. He is a trendsetter. His work defies simple classification. He uses his scientific knowledge in his artwork, which is something that all of you can do. So you can all, look at sculpting as a profession. We'll speak to Neeraj ji in detail. He's one of the most contemporary and creative artists whose works are displayed in important public and private collections, not only in India, but also abroad. His work has won him a number of national and international awards. I will request him to tell us about his awards first. Sir, आप बताएं आपको कौन से awards से सम्मानित किया गया है? And after the webinar, we will also ask the children to ask you questions, sir.
मुझे इंडिया में जो दिल्ली सरकार का फाइन आर्ट्स का हाईएस्ट अवार्ड है स्कल्पचर में, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ दिल्ली का, उससे वो मुझे मिला हुआ, दैट आई हैव बीन कन्फर्ड विद।
मोबाइल जरा ठीक से रख लीजिए, माफी चाहती हूँ आपको इंटरप्ट करने के लिए, आपकी फेस कट रही है। अब ठीक है जी जी, रिकॉर्डिंग में दिक्कत होगी।
एंड various other awards apart from, I have got 2 international awards.
जी sir.
Of 2 most important biennales. I don't think any other artist from India has got 2 international awards till now.
इस अवार्ड का नाम जानना चाहेंगे बच्चे, क्योंकि उनको पता नहीं कि इसमें
I have got the silver medal of Florence Biennale, as well as this South Korean's Design Award. These are the 2 awards which I have been conferred with. That South Korean Design Biennale highest award, and the Florence Biennale, which is held in India, that award. These are the 2 international awards, apart from the various other important biennales in which I have represented my country as an artist. That's another thing.
Another feather in your cap, absolutely.
Yeah. And
to थोड़ा सा मोबाइल आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी।
Okay.
जी सर। सर, आप आर्ट को, स्कल्पचिंग को कब से आपने शुरू किया और इसे कैसे परिभाषित करेंगे? हाउ डू यू डिफाइन स्कल्पटिंग?
स्कल्पटिंग को डिफाइन करना इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट में तो थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल इशू है। आई डोंट नो बच्चों को कितना वो समझ में आएगा। देखो, हमारी भारतीय कला में जो 5 चीजें हैं जो जरूरी हैं स्कल्पटिंग में। हमारी स्कल्पटिंग का जो फिलोसफिकल टेक्स्ट है, इतिहास है, भारत मुनि के नाट्य शास्त्र से शुरू होता है।
जी सर।
जिसमें उन्होंने 5 चीजों पे जो है 5 चीजें बेसिक पैरामीटर्स डिफाइन किए. दैट वाज फर्स्ट ऑफ देम इज भाव, देन रस, थर्ड इज सिमेट्री, फोर्थ इज philosophical text, and the fifth is ornamentation. तो ये थोड़े से टेक्निकल इश्यूज हैं. बच्चों को अगर इनको मतलब अगर बहुत बहुत एलिमेंट्री लैंग्वेज में समझाया जाए तो भाव इज मतलब आप जो स्कल्पचर बनाते हैं वो क्या भाव प्रस्तुत करता है, मतलब व्हाट, और रस इज जो उसको देख रहा है उसमें किस तरीके की इमोशंस उसमें डेवलप होती हैं. तो जैसे भाव में इज इट ए गिविंग, वो अलग अलग 8 और 9 भाव हैं जो कि उन्होंने नाट्य शास्त्र में डिफाइन किए हुए हैं. जैसे कामनेस और
रस भी
श्रृंगार.
है। जी जी।
हाँ, तो ये अलग अलग भाव हैं जो उन्होंने उसमें डिफाइन किए हुए हैं. थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल इशू है यहाँ. यही सब चीजें हैं बेसिकली फंडामेंटली जो हमारी जो स्कल्पटिंग की आर्ट है इंडिया की उसको वेस्टर्न आर्ट से अलग करती है, क्योंकि भारतीय कला में भाव और रस है और वेस्टर्न आर्ट जो है उसमें फोकस सिर्फ ऑर्नामेंटेशन और सो कॉल्ड ब्यूटी पे है. तो ये जो स्पिरिचुअलिटी का कंटेंट है ये जो है ये हमारे जो कला है हमारी इंडियन आर्ट है उसके कोर में है और वेस्टर्न आर्ट में ये सिर्फ पेरिफेरल है. तो आई डोंट नो मैं कितना, क्योंकि मैंने बताया कि ये मतलब चीजें प्रैक्टिकली बहुत थोड़ी सी मतलब टेक्निकल चीजें हैं स्कल्पटिंग की, बच्चे कितना समझ पाएंगे, पर ये फंडामेंटल चीजें हैं. और क्योंकि भरत मुनि ने नाट्य शास्त्र के बारे में लिखा मीन्स डांस एंड ड्रामा, बट जो स्कल्पटिंग है वो और डांस और ड्रामा दे हैव द सेम लॉजिक्स जो हमारी भारतीय कला के जो फंडामेंटल्स हैं. तो जो चीजें हमारे टेक्स्ट्स में डांस एंड ड्रामा को डिफाइन करती हैं वही चीजें स्कल्पटिंग को भी डिफाइन करती हैं.
जी
आई होप
बिल्कुल।
आई कुड गिव यू
यस यस
द बेसिक.
एब्सोल्युटली। सर इससे एक और सवाल मेरे जहन में आ रहा है, वो भी पूछूंगी आपसे। वो ये कि क्या जो भारत की सभ्यता है, सतरंगी सभ्यता जो भारत की है और जो स्कल्पटिंग की सभ्यता है ना, अगर हिस्टोरिकल पर्सपेक्टिव से समझाना चाहे हम बच्चों को फ्रॉम अ हिस्टोरिकल पर्सपेक्टिव, सो हैज द पॉलिटिक्स या जो राजा थे उस समय के डिफाइंड द स्कल्पटिंग, इस पे आप क्या कहेंगे? एंड विच आर दोस स्कल्पचर्स व्हिच आर मैग्निफिसेंट इन इंडिया? अगर हम पुरातन की बात करें और पुराने स्कल्पचर्स की बात करें।
मैंने आपको ये कहा कि जो भारतीय सभ्यता में स्कल्पटिंग का इतिहास है वो सबसे पहले नॉन हिस्ट्री में हमें जो हमारे वेदों से पहले मोहन जो सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता है और जो उसमें उस टाइम की जो सील्स हमें मिलती हैं
जी
उसमें जो आर्ट उन्होंने इंस्क्राइब करी हुई है, या एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट डांसिंग फिगर है नेशनल म्यूजियम में जो कि आज के टाइम में मोहनजोदड़ो का जब खुदाई हो रही थी तो डांसिंग गर्ल छोटी सी 2.5-3 इंच की ब्रॉन्ज कास्टिंग की, शायद ह्यूमन हिस्ट्री की पूरी ह्यूमैनिटी की उससे पुरानी ब्रॉन्ज कास्टिंग का कोई स्कल्पटिंग, एक डेफिनेट स्कल्पटिंग का फॉर्म शायद पूरे वर्ल्ड में अवेलेबल नहीं है. दैट इज द अर्लीस्ट प्रोबेबली नोन ब्रॉन्ज कास्टिंग जो कि एक डिफाइंड पैरामीटर्स के अंदर में हुई. और हमारी जो बेसिकली जो आर्ट फॉर्म्स का एवोल्यूशन हुआ वो बहुत ही मतलब बहुत एलिमेंट्री तरीके से फोक फॉर्म से शुरू होकर के और फिर जब ये 2nd सेंचुरी के अराउंड भरत मुनि ने नाट्य शास्त्र लिखा उस टाइम तक हमारी जो प्रीडोमिनेंट फॉर्म्स थी वो मतलब so called village forms या folk forms या tribal forms, उस उन 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 मतलब forms पे basically अलग अलग हिस्से में अलग अलग रूप से उनका डेवलपमेंट हो रहा था। जैसे हमारे तरीके से अलग अलग स्किन के जो हैं फॉर्म्स एंड एस्थेटिक्स वो इवॉल्व हो रहे थे। तो भरत मुनि के जब मतलब हमारा वेदास का टाइम आया तो भरत मुनि ने जो नाट्य शास्त्र लिखा तो उन्होंने इन सब चीजों को कंसोलिडेट करके एक ट्रीटाइज बना दिया विच इज ए बेंचमार्क फॉर फॉर इंडियन आर्ट। और
Absolutely.
सबसे जो चीजें जैसे आपने राजा के बारे में पूछा तो एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि पहले के समय में आर्टिस्ट सिर्फ वही काम करते थे जो उसको राजा बताता था। आर्टिस्ट फ्री
जी.
नहीं थे कि वो जो मर्जी बना दें जैसा मर्जी कर दें।
Some
तो जो
children are asking us to speak in English, sir. If you could speak in English. Few children from the south are not
डेफिनेटली तो
understanding. Thank you, children. We'll ask you
एब्सोल्युटली
about various sculptures also. Yes.
okay okay so it was
The king used
it
to, yes.
was yeah it was Michelangelo from Florence, Italy, who changed the role of the artist in the society. So he did what he liked. He was independent of the rulers of those times. So he defined a different role. From there onwards, the artists could do whatever they wanted to do with their thought process, with their techniques, with their knowledge, and whatever message they wanted to give. So this is what defines then the how the contemporary art evolved, because the artist then started giving his thought process to various contemporary issues of the present times. He could do whatever he felt like about a particular thing in the society or in the country or in whatever way. He has now total freedom, which he did not have before, because earlier the artist had to do whatever he was told to do.
Absolutely. Neeraj ji, now I want to know that there are a few, important sculptures in India. Could you call Qutub Minar, Akshardham, Dilwara Temple, Kangra Fort? How do you look at their sculpting? And if children would like to ask more about Ajanta, I'm sure we'll get children also to ask here. And then I'll go to your personal work,
I
sir.
mean, that is a much more important thing, because Indian art reached its pinnacle during that period when we made Ajanta Ellora caves as a monolith sculpture. The whole of the hills were sculpted into beautiful sculptures of which involved the temple architecture as well as sculpting godly figures. So when you talked about various other things like Qutub
Please
Minar,
adjust the camera, sir. So please adjust the
Akshardham,
camera.
yeah, Akshardham temple. So Akshardham temple is a very good initiative of that society to revive Indian art forms of classical nature. And the other two, the Dilwara temples and Qutub Minar, they are two poles apart structures. So both of them have their own significance. But of course, Dilwara temples have some of the most beautiful carvings and forms and most intricate carvings in the world, which are yet to find anywhere else in the world.
Sir, I
So
was
that
just
was
looking up your Wikipedia link, and you've got so many more awards than what you mentioned, which is your humility. You've done a lot of work on climate. Since we are dealing with little children here, how do you look at environment and climate when you're doing sculpting? And then I'll ask you to show this particular piece that you're doing at IIT Jammu before I take the other questions. They would love to see something. There are several art teachers also who've joined us from many schools.
Of course, you know, as I told you that the most important role of any artist is to sensitize the public about the most burning contemporary issue. And as you all know that the climate change is, of course, the most important issue of the present times, because people now have slowly started understanding that if we do not take care of Mother Earth, then Mother Earth will stop taking care of us. So I always, you know, say the humanity has waged war against nature, and it is everyone's duty. And as I said, first of all, the artist's duty to sensitize the public through their artworks how important the issue of climate change is. So of course, whenever you are trying to depict something through your art, the environment always comes into focus, and every artist, and for that matter, everyone should think that this climate change is the biggest enemy of the humanity today, and we all must do something about this.
Sir, if I ask you to explain your art journey, how would you do that? And as I requested you, please show them a live sample, sir, which about your sculpting right now. And if you could adjust your camera, there's so many children here watching you, sir. They'll be inspired to become a sculptor like you, perhaps.
Oh, becoming
So
a sculptor
children, we're
is one of
showing you something which sir is doing right now. If you look up his Wikipedia, you'll find many more interesting questions which you may like to ask. I'll ask him to tell us a lot more things. But just look at this live example.
So this is a monumental work which I have done for IIT Jammu. This is just the final finishing which is left, and just ready to load this. So it's
Yes, sir. What exactly is this, if I may ask? Ganesha, I don't.
As I told you in the beginning, art forms are suggestive only.
Yes,
That what you know differentiates between art and craft. In craft, you can have only one meaning. So
right,
and in art you can have as many meanings as you want of that particular sculpture. So when this sculpture will be put in public domain of IIT Jammu, so there every student will be asked that what this sculpture means to them. I don't know. You can take just type IIT Palakkad sculpture in YouTube, and you can show those videos to the children maybe later on also. That my IIT Palakkad Kerala sculpture evoked so much of response that every viewer had different meaning of that sculpture.
Yes, absolutely. Sir, but I want to ask you, what is the idea behind your thought process when you did this? What was it that you were trying to inculcate or leave for history?
So basic about for this sculpture or for I mean general
नहीं ये तो आपका इस sculpture के related मैं पूछ रही हूँ सर अपना camera sir your camera sir
yeah
yes
about this sculpture huh?
Yes sir.
So idea is to to idea is that the IIT students, they are exposed to the art and art forms, and to, I mean, but through the exposure to this art form, as I mean, you could not see it properly. Probably I will when I make a video of this and proper, you will see the different forms from different angle, and it is basically to make them to make the IIT students more creative,
Sir.
more I should say they should be able to understand, like, exposure to art helps you in different ways. One of the most important way is you are able to understand the issues and effectively resolve them, creatively resolve them. That is also one of the purpose of good art forms.
So when you,
the whole,
sorry.
yeah,
When you make a sculpture, sir, what is it made of primarily? A lot of children are asking us कि ये किस चीज से बनता है?
I have experimented with different materials. This one is of black marble, which I showed you right now. But I have experimented with composite material. I have experimented with utensils. I did a very interesting series when I made turned the utensils, the old utensils, into classical dance forms.
Wow.
Kaya, when you will see through my Wikipedia or other things, that series of Kayakal, that was basically the blending of all the three art forms of India into, you know, a single piece. So those three things were the old utensils, our old craft, the forms which I made of them was Indian classical dance forms, and there were various written texts on the various utensils. So that is the literary art. So I combined literary art, performing art, and visual art through
So how do
my
you
series
do
Kayakal.
this, sir? You melt the utensils? I'm just asking as a layman. Please adjust your camera, sir.
Yes.
How does one convert this into dance forms? Because I'm sure children, I'm going to leave the floor for children also to keep asking. This came to my mind.
Probably you could have taken some pictures from me yesterday, wherein I could have, you know, explained you through that particular piece and sketches that how I blended all these three art forms through my work in Kayakal. That was widely recognized, and so much so that you must have heard of Dr. Kapila Vatsyayan.
Yes, yes, yes.
She died 2 years ago, but she was so much overwhelmed with that particular series that she wrote the whole text about, you know, that particular series, that how an important work has been done, wherein all the three art forms of Indian art have been blended.
Sir, I'll ask Prasad to share these. Meanwhile, if you can tell us what tools are used in sculpting. He'll share the Kayakal picture so you can explain to the children. So meanwhile, if you can tell us what tools are used in sculpting.
So the tools are now, most of the things have been, you know, machines have come, like in this sculpting also, all the cuttings and chipping and everything is being done with the machines. Earlier it all was done through hands only, and it used to take lot and lots of time. But now the things have changed, the machines have come, and machines make the sculpting much more easier, particularly in direct carving. So the tools are used. That again is one important thing which I would like to explain. In sculpting, you have two kinds of sculptures. One is direct carving, which is on wood and stone or other materials, where you manually take away the excess block in a sculpture. And the second one is the other form, which is not a direct carving. Like, for instance, it's a bronze casting. So you make a mold and put the molten metal into it. And then there are various simpler things also, fiberglass, polymer, clay. So, I mean, that is the difference between the direct carving and the, indirect carving. So the tools primarily are used in direct carving, and from fundamental basic tools to the present day mechanized tools, which have really come in a big way, which really helps you in doing your work easily and expeditiously.
Absolutely, sir. Before we show the pictures of your work, I will ask some children to ask questions. Children are going through their half-yearly exams, and yet I'm so grateful that they've come here. We just want them to write a review, because it's such an important person that you're meeting, such an eminent person of India, several awards to his credit. You can look up his Wikipedia page. Very thankful to Neeraj ji. Are there any questions from children before I take on my next question? Can you unmute Prasad if you can see? There's some children, if they're raising their hands and they want to ask some questions. Future artists, art teachers, anyone? Yes, Abhimanyu, please ask.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes. Hello, we can hear you. Say your question.
Hello, sir. I am Abhimanyu from 3rd grade from Johnson Grammar School, Hyderabad. I'm happy to speak with you in our grade 6. Here's my question to respected sir. Do we have basics of sculptor knowledge in any of our clubs? Slowly we can have knowledge with experience. Thank you in advance.
Any other thing? Any other question, please? That was a general. Thank you. Yes, please ask specific question.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm saying कि मैं ना थोड़ा सा लेट ज्वाइन करा, क्योंकि जब मैं ज्वाइन करी थी तो ज्वाइन नहीं हो पा रहा था, तो प्लीज आप मुझे थोड़ा सा समझा दो कि जो मेरे डाउट्स क्लियर हो जाएंगे.
आपका क्या डाउट है, बताएं.
मैम, जो भी आपने बताया था
उसके लिए आप स्कूल्स पे जाके बाद में रिकॉर्डिंग देख लीजिए. अगर आपको कुछ स्कल्पटिंग के बारे में जानकारी चाहिए तो आप अभी पूछ सकते हैं. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन हियर, प्लीज.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Arabhi,
yes, ask.
I'm from class 5. So
Yes.
I have a doubt, sir. May I please ask?
Yes.
Sir, you told you have made many sculptures in India. So could you please tell where are they mostly located in? Like in which state or which?
That's a very good question. Very good. You'll get a star from me, certainly. Just make sure you do the review. Sir, please tell about your journey and where all your sculptures that the children can Google and see and like.
I can. Yeah.
Sir, please, camera, sir, camera.
Yeah. You will see my sculptures from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, I can say. So recently, I told you I did a sculpture for IIT Palakkad, Kerala. So that I can, that's very near to Kanyakumari. And the sculpture which I showed you just now is going to IIT Jammu. So that's a part of the Kashmir. So you can see my artworks, my forms, my creative forms, my creativity from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Does this answer your question?
We'll add this in the editing. Absolutely, sir. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, what a wonderful journey. Which is your favorite art piece, sir? If I can ask you, आपकी journey में आपका favorite कौन सा है? I'm sure it's a very difficult question क्योंकि सब जो बनाता है उसे निर्माता है
I told
उसे
you,
सब
I
पसंद
told you that art forms are suggestive and and they are, meant for different viewers for different purposes. But the one I did for IIT Kerala, I mean, of course, whenever I do a new form, I try to make it more interesting, more thought provoking, because that is the purpose of art. So you are, whenever I do something, it's like bringing something new into this world which was not there earlier. That is a beautiful experience you have. And what to say, it is for the viewers to judge that which of my work, you know, is most thought provoking to them. I recently did a very interesting sculpture which was book versus tablet, which showed the, how the things are, how the everything is going into virtual world. That was with the composite material, that, and particularly a very very relevant subject, that how everything we are just transforming from books to tablet. Everything is going virtual. That
Absolutely.
is
Now we're going to look at the metaverse. Everything will come into the metaverse, children, very soon. Digitization is taking place. 5G has come in. How do you see the role of sculpting, sir, in future? Can our children become sculptors in the digitization world?
definitely. I mean, everyone must, all the children here and all the participants here, they must see that work of mine, which which I just mentioned, book versus tablet. That one sculpture which is really close to my heart, because that that takes care of the most important issue of the present times. How will the humanity react to this transformation to virtual world? So, and as I told you that artists must be vocal about the most important issues of the present time. So that is one sculpture which is really close to my heart. But of course, for me, every work of mine is something which I have tried to bring something new into this world which was not there, and that is the most beautiful experience.
Absolutely, sir. Now I want to know from you, before we check out book versus tablet, we'll put all these collections of sir so that once you, Google
Nidhi
on
ji,
again and
I'm
come to the
sorry,
next
sorry.
meeting, you'll be
You'll
able
have
to watch
to
all of this. Sir,
you'll have to wind up. I'm
yes, sir.
just
Sir, camera, sir. Sir, camera. Sir,
you'll
what
have
is
to
the
wind up
difference
in a minute.
between, bilkul. What is the difference between public art and private art, sir? Tell us about the master plan of public art.
So the public art is something which you put it at public places for the public to explore, enjoy, and interact with. And of course, the gallery art and the private art is something which is your personal thing. So public art is the most important thing, because that really defines the various things, and that's a long topic from the city's point of view, from its population point of view, and particularly from metropolitan cities. So I mean, I define them for metropolitan cities as magnets. Like for instance, you consider Delhi. So who is a Delhiite, and how any person coming from various part of India to Delhi will consider himself a Delhiite. So those works of art at public places are the magnets which with which the person who does not originally belong to that city gets attached to that particular city, and he says, no, I am also Delhiite. So that important is public art, and the master plan for public art is something, a policy document wherein the various policies which are there but are not being properly implemented, resultantly we are not having very very meaningful public art in Delhi and other parts of India. So it's basically a document which can piece together the various policies, so that the the art really comes into public domain.
And what according to you is figurative art and good art? And one more last question after this, we'll wind up, sir. What is figurative art and what is good art, sir? I know you're hard
I
pressed.
told you that good art is which evokes your thought process, with which you get attached, and about which you can have, number of interpretations, not just one interpretation. So that is a good art. And of course, figurative art is what was there in our conventional time. So whatever we did in India as sculptures, our godly figures, our other figures.
Sir, I'd like to ask a question, sir.
Yes, Devansh, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I wanted to ask, sir, that what is your inspiration for this artwork?
Please ask.
Writing artwork, sir. How come we get that inspiration from nature or something?
We can't hear you. Can you please repeat?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, I wanted to say that, sir, what is your inspiration for such thoughtful and beautiful artwork, sir? For such
Sir, who
fantastic
has
artwork,
inspired you, sir, for your beautiful artwork, sir? That's his
Yes.
question.
So I told you that the contemporary issues, the most important task of any artist is to raise awareness in the public of the most burning issues of the present times. So that is really, the guiding force for doing any artwork.
So Devansh, if you look up sir's art, you'll get to know he's done a lot of inspiring work
Yes,
on
ma'am.
climate.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Huh?
ma'am. He's
Sir,
done a lot
another
of work.
question, sir. Artist
Thank you.
block
I mean,
क्या
I will
होता है,
have
sir?
to leave now.
बस
I will
बस
have to
बस
leave now.
ये लास्ट क्वेश्चन है सर. आर्टिस्ट ब्लॉक क्या होता है और बच्चों को अगर ये इससे उभरना पड़े तो वो कैसे करेंगे?
Artist? Sorry?
आर्टिस्ट
What did you
ब्लॉक हो जाता है कई बार.
ब्लॉक हो जाता है?
जी.
Oh, I told you, मतलब समझा नहीं. I did not understand. Artist
कई
block
बार
हो
एक
जाता है.
ब्रेक लग जाता है आर्टिस्ट को, which is known as an artist block.
या तो वो तो हर किसी की लाइफ में ऐसे फेजेस आते हैं, when you have to go through the rough weathers and difficult times. तो उन difficult times में भी अपने आप को इस तरीके से रखना कि आपकी जर्नी ना स्टॉप हो. And of course, this Corona period was one of those periods when the art activity suffered a lot. But in this period also, the artists did a lot of creative work. Totally, it was very tough times for various art and artists. But हमें उन difficult times से inspire होते हुए ये तो दिमाग में रखना ही है कि जब वो अच्छा टाइम नहीं रहा तो बुरा टाइम भी नहीं रहेगा, ये भी चला जाएगा. That is the most important thing to keep in mind.
Thank you so much, sir. And on that note, I'd like to
ask one last question, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank
Sir
you,
has
sir.
to leave. Sir has to leave. He's actually, these people are, I'm really sorry for the video today. Children, please forgive me. If you have your questions, write them to us. We will get an answer from him. On behalf of the CEO of Skoolz, I thank our esteemed guest, the very, very eminent, very renowned Neeraj Gupta. I request all the students to join us every Sunday for this inspiring program. हर बार हमारा वीडियो बिल्कुल clear होता है, but sir had important meetings in IIT Jammu today, so I'm really sorry for that hazy video. But please remember to send in your reviews for the Skoolz page, for the certificates and the stars. And I'd like to thank each child. Any question that you have, do write in to us. And next Sunday we have the very eminent Pujita Krishna, the Kuchipudi dancer, with us from 10 to 10:45. I hope all of you will join us. We're getting in all your principals also to talk to us and eminent people from your school. I would like to thank you, children, for joining us in the midst of your exams also. Many thanks from our entire team. Prasad and I thank you on behalf of Srinivas ji, the CEO of Skoolz. Thank you so much for sparing your time, and be sure to join us again next Sunday at 10 o'clock. We'll get you a good video. And any queries that you have, children, we'll answer them. You can put them in the chat box. Thank you so much. Namaste.